All right, let's take a pulse check on the Cardano DeFi ecosystem, because things are really starting to heat up. We're talking top-tier talent jumping in, and some really innovative models that are delivering actual returns. We're going to break down exactly what's fueling all this new momentum. Okay, let's get into it.
So what is the pulse of Cardano DeFi at this very moment? To really get a feel for it, we're not just going to look at one thing. We're going to look at all the different layers of growth that are happening all at once. We've got protocols that are gaining some serious traction.
Protocols like Strike Finance, for instance. They're not just hitting some pretty impressive volume numbers, but they're also pulling in some serious brainpower to build for the long haul.
Then you've got projects like Surf. These guys are basically rewriting the rules for core DeFi services like lending, and they're doing it with a totally unique and effective way to generate yield.
And we're also seeing projects like Delta DeFi, which are building their communities right from the get-go, making users a part of the whole process before the mainnet even goes live.
And, holding all of this together is this relentless focus on security. You see it with platforms like Pulse, where institutional-grade safety isn't just some afterthought, it's a core feature. So let's dive into the details and see what's making them tick.
First up, let's look at the market leaders. These are the protocols that are showing real tangible momentum and frankly gaining a ton of traction.
And we've got to start with Strike Finance. They just recently dished out 115,000 ADA in staking rewards directly back to their users. Think about that. This isn't some promise of future value. This is real, tangible ADA being paid out right now. That kind of thing builds incredible trust and proves you've got a healthy, working protocol.
So how are they pulling this off? Well, by putting together an absolute powerhouse of a team. And this is the really cool part. They're mixing engineers from tech giants like Apple and TikTok who bring that world-class user experience design with a seasoned perpetuals developer from a major Asian exchange who brings that deep crypto-native expertise. That combo of slick, mainstream tech and hardcore DeFi knowledge, that's a powerful recipe for success.
Speaking of market leaders, let's pivot to Surf Protocol. They are carving out a huge space for themselves in the lending world. Get this, they just blew past $14 million in total value locked. That's a massive vote of confidence from users.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. This quote from a Waffle Capital report totally backs it up. It confirms that impressive growth, and it points to their secret sauce. By using these closed, single-asset pools, they can offer some of the best interest rates out there. So the key takeaway is that their innovative model isn't just a cool idea, it's the engine that's driving their leadership and delivering amazing returns.
But look, it's not all about the big market numbers. A truly healthy ecosystem is also about building a solid foundation and, crucially, making sure users are secure. So let's shift gears and focus on that for a bit.
Delta DeFi is doing something really smart with their community-first approach. They've rolled out this pre-mainnet challenge that basically invites users to become part of the building process. You get to test the platform, give valuable feedback, and in return you get rewards and a real stake in the project's future.
And they've made it super easy to get involved. First, you trade on their testnet. Simple enough. Second, you drop a specific suggestion about the user experience on their post on X. And third, you submit a ticket on Discord. And for doing that, you could be eligible for an airdrop and that coveted OG status. It's just a fantastic way to build a battle-tested product with a loyal community right from day one.
Now, for a platform that's dealing with something as complicated as yield trading, security is absolutely everything. Pulse gets this, which is why they're building their entire platform on a foundation of what they call institutional-grade security.
And they're being totally transparent about how they're doing it. As you can see, their contracts are already open source. Coming up next are both internal and third-party audits, and then a public bug bounty program. It's this multi-layered approach that's all about building maximum trust, which, let's be honest, is the bedrock of any successful DeFi project.
Okay, so we've seen market leaders and the foundational builders. Now let's talk about the projects that are tapping into the power of their communities to drive some seriously explosive engagement. Building trust with code is one thing, but getting a passionate user base fired up, that's a whole different level.
3.5 hours. That's it. That is how long it took for the Phase 1 whitelist of the L4VA project to completely fill up on the ViFi Launchpad. That is just an incredible signal of the pent-up demand in the community and the power of platforms like ViFi to channel that energy.
And this kind of engagement goes way beyond just token sales. Bodega Market is driving real-world interaction. They've got over 15 active prediction markets for the NFL and NBA seasons. With major milestones on the horizon and a revamped dApp about to launch, they're really succeeding in bridging that gap between DeFi and what people are passionate about in the real world.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
So let's pull back for a second and look at the big picture, putting all these individual updates together into one clear snapshot of the ecosystem.
This table really gives you a great at-a-glance summary of the ecosystem's health. You've got Strike bringing in elite talent and delivering real rewards. Surf is just dominating the lending market with its innovative model. Meanwhile, Delta and Pulse are building for the long term with community-driven testing and rock-solid security. And then you have Wi-Fi and Bodega showing off the incredible, explosive power of a truly engaged community.
So, what's the big picture takeaway here? It's that the Cardano DeFi ecosystem is showing strong, healthy growth across multiple fronts all at the same time. We're seeing it in the hard numbers like TVL, we're seeing it in the high caliber of the development teams, and you can just feel it in the vibrant, undeniable energy of the community.
And that really just leaves us with one final forward-looking question. When you have all these engines, growth, development, and community, all firing on all cylinders at the same time, it really makes you wonder, what's the next major milestone this ecosystem is going to hit? That is definitely something to keep a very close eye on.